A massive volcanic eruption in Ethiopia shocked scientists as the Hail Gabi volcano exploded after nearly 12,000 years. The blast sent ash and sulfur dioxide up to 15 kilometers into the sky. The cloud traveled across the Red Sea, reaching Yemen and Oman. By Monday night around 11 pm, the ash reached Delhi almost 4,300 kilometers away. According to India Met Sky Weather Alert, the ash plume entered India from the Jodhpur-Jaisalmer region and is now moving northeast. Due to safety concern, 11 Air India flights were cancelled and more could be affected soon. For the first time, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat performed a special puja together inside the Ram Darbar at the Ayodhya Ram Temple. This historic visit came 673 days after the Pran Pratishtha ceremony of Ram Lalla. PM Modi hosted the temple flag atop the Grand Shikhar and also offered prayer to the Saptrishis. He worshipped Lord Lakshman and visited the temple's Jalashya. Before arriving, the PM held a 1.5-kilometer roadshow from Saket College to Ramjan Bhoomi, where students showered flowers and women welcomed him warmly. In Uttarakhand's Chamoli district, the Badrinath temple has started the traditional process of closing its gate for winter. The ritual began around 10 am with the army band playing ceremonial tunes inside the premises. After 205 days of pilgrimage, the temple will officially close at 2:56 pm today, marking the end of the Char Dham Yatra for this year. For the special occasion, the holy shrine has been decorated with nearly 12 quintals of marigold flowers, attracting thousands of devotees who came to witness the final darshan before winter lockdown. A shocking incident was recorded in Delhi's Premnagar area where a pit bull attacked a 6-year-old boy. The child lost 1 ear in the brutal attack and suffered deep injuries on his head, face and body. CCTV footage shows the boy going to retrieve his ball from a neighbor's house when the dog charged at him. The attack took place around 3 pm on November 23rd. The family said the child was playing with his elder brother before the tragedy struck. The video has gone viral, raising fresh concern about dangerous dog breeds in residential areas. India's new Chief Justice, Justice Suryakant, started his first day in office by bringing a major change to Supreme Court procedure. He ended the system of oral mentioning for urgent matters, a practice earlier stopped by former CJI Sanjeev Khanna and later revived by CJI B.R. Gavai. On his first working day, Justice Suryakant heard 17 cases over a 2-hour session. Legal experts say his decision may streamline the listing process, reduce delays and bring more order to daily hearings. The first day saw fast, efficient case management. The Manipur police launched a large-scale search operation in sensitive border region on Monday. In Churachandpur district's Borneo area, security forces recovered a huge stock of illegal weapons and ammunition. The seized items include 7 projectile launchers, 11 pumpy projectile HE bombs, 7 country-made rifles, 2 pistols, magazine live rounds, morphing wireless handsets and 9 bulletproof jackets. Police say the recovery is a major success in effort to stabilize violence-hit zones. Operations are likely to continue in nearby region in the coming days. A new study by the US-based Research Institute for Compassionate Economics has raised serious concern about newborn care in rural Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. After analyzing 77,000 delivery cases from India's National Family Health Surveys, researchers found that babies born in private hospitals have a 60% higher risk for death compared to those born in government hospitals. The data shows newborn mortality is 51 per 1,000 in private facilities, while government hospitals report 32 per 1,000. Experts say lack of regulation and profit-driven practices may be responsible. Pakistan carried out 3 midnight air strikes inside Afghanistan targeting the province of Khost, Kunar and Paktika. The deadliest attack took place in Khost where 10 civilians including 9 children and 1 woman were killed when a house was bombed around midnight. Taliban spokesperson Zabiullah Mujahid confirmed the casualties, stating that the victims included 5 boys and 4 girls. The incident has caused high tension between Islamabad and Kabul, with Afghan officials calling the attack a violation of sovereignty and an act of aggression against innocent civilians. The Indian stock market opened on a mixed note today with the Sensex falling by 100 points to trade around 84,800. The Nifty also slipped and is currently at 25,930, reflecting mild profit booking in early trade. Despite the overall weakness, sectoral performance remained positive in key areas. Realty, metal and banking stock showed a strong upward movement, helping limit the market's downside. Investors are watching global cues and domestic economic signal closely, while analysts say selective buying is heavyweights may keep the market stable through the day. South Africa tightened their grip on the second test as the pair of Tristan Stubb and Jordan Georgie completed a strong 50-run partnership in the second innings. By the end of the latest session, South Africa's lead crossed the 400-run mark, putting India under huge pressure. The hosts stood at 140 for 3 with the Indian bowlers struggling to break the momentum. Earlier wicket gave India some hope, but the steady batting from Stubb and Georgie has pushed the match firmly in South Africa's favour. India now face a massive chase to stay alive. A strong cold wave has swept across North India, pulling temperatures below 10 degrees Celsius in at least 16 cities of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. The sudden drop in temperature has increased winter chill, especially during early mornings and late nights. In Bihar, Patna and 9 other cities woke up to dense fog, badly affecting visibilities and slowing down road and air traffic. Meanwhile, Uttarakhand's Badrinath recorded an intense minus 12 degrees Celsius, leading to frozen rivers and waterfall. Weather experts say the cold conditions are expected to continue for the next few days. That's all for today's bulletin. We'll be back with more updates next time. Until then, this is Tamanna Rizvi signing off. Have a good day.